I'm Yesenia Taveras. Welcome to La Conexión, The Connection, a television show that seeks to connect the Hispanic community to programs and services that are in support of them. Children and Families First provides a variety of services to our Delaware residents, and to help us better understand this organization, I have here with us Sandra Carines and Wadine Taliaferro. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, one of the programs that the organization offers is Delaware Cares, and from my understanding, there is a huge Hispanic population that comes to these programs. So can you tell us a little bit about Delaware Cares and what is this program?
The state of Delaware actually requires that parents that are currently in the process of divorce or looking for custody, they need to take this parenting class. So Children and Families First offers it in Spanish. It's a class that is given over 2 weeks. It provides a lot of different information for parents. You know, divorce is a very difficult thing, not just for the parents, but for the children. So it kind of helps guide parents in dealing with issues that their children may have, how to communicate with them, conflict resolution, a lot of different things that they're going to encounter through the whole process while they start the divorce or custody procedures all the way until the end and afterwards.
Now, the divorce rate here, unfortunately, in America is very high. So there are a lot of problems that families face. What topics are discussed in these type of classes?
Anger management, loss, coping with loss, also communication skills, because it's so essential that parents are able to work with their children to help them cope with divorce or separation. Mm-hmm. One more thing that I would like to add about the program is that it's also designed for those parents seeking custody and or visitation. So it's not just separation and divorce, it's also to help them go through that transition of setting up custody or visiting.
Okay, and along with these different type of topics that you cover, if I don't speak English and I'm going through the divorce process, like I said, there's numerous things. Domestic violence is a huge one as well. Can I attend these type of classes?
The class this particular class is very good for Hispanics because not just from learning about the topics, but it's a good support network for the parents themselves because they can kind of communicate with other parents who may be in a different part of the process or who may be going through a similar experience and kind of learn how to navigate, you know, from going to court to getting your papers to filling them out to, you know, just kind of dealing with the different things that are going to come up through the, you know, through the whole process and everything. You know, they can kind of talk to each other about how to communicate with their kids, their spouses, you know, how to kind of prepare for when they go for mediation, when they're trying to decide how visitation is going to work. So it's a good, you know, kind of resource for all types of parents who are dealing with these issues.
What are some of the long-term benefits? Is there like something in particular that really is impactful for these families?
I think that, of course, it's a 6-hour course. But we see parents' parenting skills impacted. They come away with better parenting skills, better able to communicate with their children, better able to accept issues that their children have and to work with them.
And is there a cost for these classes? And if so, what's the price?
Yeah, there is a fee. It can go up to $75, but we work on a sliding scale. So if there's, you know, certain financial hardships that parents have, they can communicate that when they're doing the intake, and then we can kind of work with them there. So, you know, it can vary from up to $75 up to some who may not have to pay or just pay a minimum amount. So we try to make it accessible for everybody.
And there are a lot of rules when filing for divorce when it comes to these parenting classes. But if you are a full-time working parent, are there different times that these classes are offered, or are they offered throughout certain months? Like, how does that work?
We sort of switch. We do Monday evenings from 5 to 8, and we also do Saturdays from 10 to 1.
And can you like give us a vision of what a typical class would be like?
Well, normally it's set up in 2 sessions. So the first session, you know, we do a lot of paperwork. You know, we have them do a pre-assessment so we can kind of know what they know about the different topics that we're going to cover. So they do that, and then we do introductions where everybody kind of shares a little bit about themselves, what why they're there, to kind of help them start forming that connection, because I think one of the biggest benefits that they get out of this class is being able to learn from each other. So, you know, we try to get them comfortable in the beginning, we discuss what we're going to cover, and then from that point on, it's really great because you see them kind of start to work together and work with each other. And I mean, I love it. I feel like by my second class, at the end, my parents leave like exchanging phone numbers because they found such great support with one another that, you know, once they leave this class, they may not be coming back for another class, but they have met people that might be able to help them in the future, you know, when they're dealing with all these different issues that are going to come up, you know, not just at that moment, but in the future as well.
And that's very important because this is a difficult process to go through, and having others there as a support group is something that's very vital during this process.
Definitely.
And is there a mandatory amount of classes that these parents have to attend?
It's 2 over a 2-week period.
Okay.
So if they start on a Monday, they'll finish the following Monday.
And if a parent is currently going through divorce, or one who would like to know more about these classes, what do they need to do, or who do they reach out to?
We have a resource helpline, which is another word for intake department. So a parent would call, and that number is 1-800-734-2388. And it'll take about 10 minutes to get certain information. And it begins the process of registration.
And what are some of the things that Children and Families First does to really try to just bring down the anxiety level while attending these classes?
Well, they definitely explain during the intake, you know, what the class is all about, what the schedule is, and they also, you know, try to get some information about the other parent, because we want to make it as comfortable as possible. And when there's separation, divorce, things like that, sometimes there can be some conflict between both parents. So always try to make sure that we schedule them for different classes if both parents have to attend, so that each parent can feel comfortable sharing and talking openly about what their situation is.
Wonderful. Y Sandra, si quieres decir algo en español, puedes decirlo algo.
Sí, para los papás que están interesados en tomar la clase, que están en el proceso de divorcio, custodia o separación, ellos pueden llamar a nuestra línea de recursos en el 1-800-734-2388.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
having us. I really appreciate you coming
Thank
out
you.
and joining us on La Conexión. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having us.
Not a problem. You're welcome. Stay tuned. We'll return after these short messages.